You feel the vibe is contagious. Look in your eyes, shit is dangerous.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be running some errands today, and I wanted to go ahead and film this video because it's like a prerequisite to me actually uploading my labor and delivery story. So I'm going to get some things out of the way because some things led up to what occurred in my labor and delivery, so I want to go ahead and put that out there by giving you guys an update on my second and third trimester of pregnancy. I'm just leaving this food place, picking up some takeout, and I'm headed back home, so I'm just going to give you guys a quick little update on what occurred. First thing, I found out the gender of the baby my second trimester, and the same day that we found out the gender was the same day that we got the bad news. So it was bittersweet to get some good news and bad news on the same day, but I enjoyed finding out that we were having a baby girl just as any other day. It just would have been better, I feel like, if it was delivered at a different time, because me already being pregnant and emotional and taking all that information in at the same time was kind of difficult. So yeah, so we found out we were having a baby girl that day, and also when I had my OB appointment that same day, we were informed that our baby was small. And so, you know, I had already been put on protein shakes. I was supposed to be taking 2 a day, and at this particular time I hadn't been consistent with taking 2 protein shakes a day, but I was still drinking and eating, I feel like, enough. But me not consistently drinking my protein shakes kind of made me feel guilty, like maybe I was the problem on why my baby was small. Although the doctor did tell me that she believed it was genetic, just because me and my husband both are very small and petite people. She said that she wasn't worried. However, it was a concern that they did not want to overlook because they wanted to monitor it just in case something were to happen down the line during my pregnancy. So she went ahead and referred me to a fetal medicine doctor, and I was supposed to see this fetal medicine doctor, I guess maybe every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. And so the first couple of times that I went, I think it was like I saw them that following week after I got the news that I needed to go see a fetal medicine doctor, and then the next time I saw her was like 2 weeks after that, because she wanted to see me in 2 weeks. Me going to see this first fetal medicine doctor, I only saw her twice, and she was very rude. So I had to find another fetal medicine doctor that was going to make me feel comfortable and not pressure me how she was pressuring me, because she basically was telling me the same thing that my OB was telling me, that my baby was small, that I needed to eat more and all this, but she was like hounding me on eating. She was making jokes like, do you even have a bowl of ice cream? Do you eat any cake or anything? And you know, I understand that she was joking, but at this point, like, my baby is small. I'm concerned. This is my first pregnancy. Like, I'm emotional. Like, you don't make light of that particular situation, especially on the first time that I'm meeting you and the first time that we are having like an encounter about, you know, this whole situation. So basically, yeah, you just don't do that. So that made me feel very uncomfortable. It also made me feel uncomfortable the second time that I saw her, because I literally walked in the room and was having a scan done, and she came in and she introduced herself to me as if like this was the first time that she's seen me. And it just made me frustrated, because in healthcare, I feel like as a healthcare provider, they should be a little bit more, you know, responsible in doing their job before they enter the room of the patient. Now, granted, she has tons and tons of patients all the time, and she might not have remembered my face. I get that. However, why didn't you read your notes before you came into the room to speak with me about my personal situation? Like, that's a part of your job, to go over your notes so that you can know briefly about this patient, so that you can know who you're speaking with when you walk into that room. And so it just made me feel uncomfortable, and like I said, she was very rude, and I didn't like that. She was very rude, over the top, and pushy. I didn't like that, so I never saw her after the second time. I was referred to a different fetal medicine doctor, and with him it was 100% better as far as, you know, where we were getting. However, things started to turn for the worse, because when I started seeing him, he was saying the same thing that my OB said. Oh, this has to be genetic. Like, you know, everything looks good. Baby is growing. She's growing slow, but, you know, there's no sign of any type of abnormalities or anything like that. And so he was just like, you know, let me see you in a month. And then the second time I saw him, he was like, let me see you in 2 weeks, because at this point I had started my third trimester and I was getting closer to the end. And so he was throwing terms out there like, you know, induction, and then eventually, you know, you're probably gonna have to have a cesarean, and those things were making me feel uncomfortable, and I was fighting it so hard with my OB, like, why do I have to be induced? What are the reasons I have to be induced? And they were just saying, well, baby is too small, and it's better for us to get the baby out as soon as we can so that you can start feeding and nursing baby and she can grow faster on the outside, which makes sense. However, I felt like if there was nothing wrong with my pregnancy as far as like me having gestational diabetes or toxemia, high blood pressure, or ketones or proteins in my urine, if nothing like that was in combination of my baby being small, I didn't understand why they were pushing so hard for me to be induced, and then furthermore tell me that there's a huge possibility, like a 90% chance, that I'm gonna have to have a cesarean. I was just so uncomfortable with all of that mess. Like, it was just so much drama. And so I was stressing out, and I had to get myself to understand that I had to bring that stress level down, because on top of all the stuff that was going on with that, I was also in my first semester of nursing school, and it was very difficult trying to keep up with everything, being pregnant, studying as much as I was supposed to be studying, taking quizzes, taking tests, doing assignments, keeping up with assignments, like remembering to turn in assignments. It was just so much going on, like I needed to lay back on something. Every stressor in my life was not going to go away 100% right then and there, but I needed to let something go. And so me worrying about what these people were saying about my pregnancy, when I felt fine, baby looked good, I had to let that go. And so eventually, when I just stopped worrying about it and start listening to them and letting it go in one ear and out the other and just woo-sighing, it got better. That is basically it. In my third trimester, after the baby shower, I started getting on the fetal monitor so that they can measure baby's kicks, movements, and all that jazz every week, basically. She said the baby looked good, baby was moving fine, heart rate was fine, everything was good. So I think I went to those like 3 times, 3 weeks in a row. That was towards the end of my pregnancy, and that's basically it as far as like the update on everything. Real quick, I want to go ahead and include this belly shot. I'm gonna be posting my labor and delivery story like very soon, and this is just, like I said, a prerequisite to what I'm going to be letting you guys in on the next video. I also have a little bit of live footage from the hospital, but not too much, which is why instead of doing a vlog, I'm gonna do a labor and delivery story. Yeah, that's all I have. So I'm gonna get on the road and get back to the house to get baby. Thumbs up this video if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe, because I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss my labor and delivery story. You don't want to miss that, and that's coming up really soon. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys later in the next video. Thanks for watching again. Bye.